I think it's important to talk about numbers if you're comfortable sharing about the
Yeah,
actual financial impact of the
right.
decision you made. Let's say, okay, if you were to
Hmm.
weigh, I don't know if you remember, but what University of Washington and Boston, what the cost of those would be compared to the cost of you going to U of O, how much
Right.
money do you think you saved by going to U of O?
I think at the time I remember looking at like kind of crunching the numbers for Boston. And it was like probably like 79K a year. And they gave me,
79K a year? Oh my God.
yeah, it was something, it was pretty ridiculous. And then they
Okay.
gave me, um, I think 10K a year.
How
So I was like,
generous.
oh, great. Only like 70K. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Um, so that would have been like, I would have been like 200K probably in terms of like student costs at most, or at least. So
Oh, at least. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
what,
yeah,
250 probably at
yeah.
least,
250
right?
is probably a more realistic
I mean,
number.
honestly, if you factor in travel and
Yeah,
other
living
costs,
expenses.
it might even be closer to
Yeah,
300 total to
yeah, yeah.
oh my
So for
gosh.
just
Okay,
the
so
first
that's
first 4 years of school was not worth
right.
it.
Okay, so that's Boston. All right. So what
Yeah.
about UW?
So UW, I don't remember exactly. All I remember is they only gave me like 2,000 a year, and it was definitely less than Boston, but it was still north of like 50K.
Mm.
So I think UW is pretty notorious for being very stingy in terms of like financial aid out of state. Um, so yeah, that was
Yeah.
still probably around like 200K
Wow.
total.
And
So
so now let's with U of O, that decision, how much did it end up costing you the
yeah,
4 years?
so yeah, I got um, quite a few scholarships from the school. All I had to do was pay the difference for the honors program, which was I think around 5,000 a year.
Oh,
So yeah, it's like 2 to 5,000, something like that.
and how
And
did you pay
then
that difference?
those I had saved up some money. So first 2 years I paid off, but then my dad, I guess he felt bad or something. I don't know. He like helped me out for the final 2 years.
I see. And
So
what did you do to pay that off? Did you have money saved or did you work during
yeah, I
school?
just had money saved. Sophomore year, I didn't have to pay for food or housing or anything because I was an RA. So
Right.
I got like free meal plan, free housing, along with like my stipend or whatever it was for that full year. And then yeah, after that, I would just work as like a tutor here and there because I did like pay for rent and stuff, and that
Gotcha.
on top of um, tuition, the honors college tuition was like
Right.
it was a little bit more difficult on top of being a student.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Gotcha. And so did you ever feel like you missed out by not going to, a different school, an out-of-state school?
Mm, yeah, I think so. I mean, like obviously Kyle, my brother, he's going to school down in Texas, um, and it seems, yeah, I kind of miss like, or I kind of wish that I got that like fresh start. Like I got to make new friends and like kind of explore a new city, a new area,
Hmm.
and just kind of experience also that discomfort and the homesickness, like
Mm.
dealing with that while juggling like being a student stuff and like just learning. I feel like that kind of exponentially boosts your like your social skills and things like that, just kind of being thrown into a new environment like that. So
Right.
I feel like I did kind of miss out on that, but
But the trade-off is that you basically graduated from college without any
yeah,
debt, right?
yeah, not
Did
not
did,
worth.
did you have any
Yeah.
debt? out of college?
No,
Wow. So
no debt.
completely debt free.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
that's amazing.
Yep.
So it's safe to say that by going to your state school in your home state, you saved yourself almost 300K. Had you
Yeah,
gone to a
probably.
different, had you gone to Boston or,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Boston for sure probably
right.
saved like 250, 300K.
Right.
Yeah.
And the reason why I point that out is for those who are not familiar with Asian culture, is that there are definitely families out there who will absolutely encourage their kid to go to an East Coast name brand school, no matter the cost. And I mean that, like, no matter the cost, they will say to the kid, we'll pay for it. And you just go get that whatever prestige factor, get the highest name brand you can, no matter what. So that then my question to you is, what made your parents different?
Hmm.
Because every year, like every year I hear, as you know, I do these
Yeah.
seminars, right, with
Yes.
the seniors
Yes.
about
Of course.
finances, the cost of college, because nobody talks about this, either at their school or maybe their parents talk about it. But at the end of the day, without fail, come college acceptance time, I'll hear these stories of these kids saying, yeah, I'm gonna go to this school because I got in. And I asked them, okay, well, how much is it? And it's like they say, well, it's like 30, 40K a year. And they have no context for
Yeah.
what that means.
Yeah.
And I asked them, well, what do your parents think about that? And they're like, well, they said they're gonna pay for it. And it just hurts to hear because that's also what my parents said to me. And I ended up having to help pay their student loans that they took out for my brother and I because my graduation year coincided with the Great Recession. So I felt the pain
Oh, yeah.
of of student loan debt, not only just my student loan debt, but my parents' student loans that they took out on me, right?
Yeah.
So, but every year, it happens. And it's because
Yeah.
people don't have the context for these numbers, these outrageous numbers that we think of outrageous now. But when you're a high schooler, what does it matter?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's 20K? What's the difference between 20K, 50K, 100K? Like one of my favorite questions that I ask every senior group is how much do you think the average student loan balance is for a graduating college student? And without, every year, someone, more than one person will say 100K. So if they already think that way, that, then graduating with 80K of debt seems like a deal to them, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so a lot of the, again, a lot of this comes from just lack of personal finance awareness, but it's also messages that they hear probably from their parents about, hey, just get into the best school you can and don't worry about the money. Not all of them, but a good chunk of them. So, yeah, all that to give more context for why I'm asking this question of where did your parents get this attitude about